Hey, welcome to In the Chute. Today we have a special guest. Yes,
Oh, me.
her, Lisa, and me, Brandon. Gonna field some questions from Kalen. What do you got, Kalen?
I got a call yesterday. It was actually um pertaining to a pickup. And we've discussed this a little bit before, but the ranch is getting a new pickup and it's mostly for hauling and so on and so forth. But apparently there's a lot of bells and whistles with it. And it's also going to be used for a feed pickup in probably 20 years, if we're being honest here. So
Yeah.
the first question I said is, why are you getting that for a feed pickup? And the answer was, well, it's not going to be for a feed pickup. I'm like, okay, looking in the future, I know where this is headed. But the question is, what are some of the financial decisions for the ranch behind buying a new pickup?
I think he's judging us.
He's way judging us
A
because he's
little
not
bit.
here.
Yeah, because it's going to be my
He
inheritance.
thinks he knows what we know.
Well,
I'm not telling him until it's too late.
first of all, the last time we bought a pickup was 2001, and it has over 200,000 miles on it.
200, almost 250.
Yeah.
But okay, here's the dilemma. Here's the problem. That pickup is a 7.3 liter diesel,
Good engine.
great engine, which will get 400 to 500
or 400 to 500. Yep.
if you take care of it. We've maintained it well. The engine, the pickup is solid. So, but that's been our pickup for go to everything. And we've had that old 94 that we've used
Helps
for
that had new
flatbed.
transmission 10 years ago too. Oh, just saying.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
did.
whose fault was that?
Not mine.
Of course, it never is. So
That's a
that
story.
was well, and here's that's part of the reason why we're doing what we're doing. That transmission was rebuilt, correct? Heavy duty transmission in it now. It's good. I'm not concerned about it. The old 94 has got a 460 in it, and it's tired.
It is.
And it's like, I don't want to do this, and I might just croak right now because we have babied it, put it together,
it would be
repaired.
fine for just driving on the road.
It's actually a decent driver. I took it to Billings day before yesterday and picked up the box on our pickup that we've used every day. The problem is it's a short box, short bed, crew cab, which was
You're talking about the current using pickup.
The current,
yes.
the current driving pickup.
And it was really all you could get at the time with little difficulty. The long box is a pain in the butt. Grant you that for parking,
maneuvering in town.
But I don't plan to go into town unless I can help it ever, which is always problematic and another story.
Yeah.
Anyway, the problem with making this 7.3 Ford pickup into a feed pickup and still be able to pull trailers with it, which we still need to do with that. That puts that long box hay handling device, a flatbed, onto a short box pickup and puts the pin for the gooseneck behind the axle. You can't just slap that on there.
That's bad in physics terms.
Yeah, that's called going into the ditch fast. I mean, that would
unless you're going over or unless you're going under like 35 miles an hour, I wouldn't do it.
Even that. Ooh, you start getting some animals moving in there, and then you can't control it.
Yeah,
because it all of a sudden it takes your steering away too, and because of where the weight differential is.
Right.
So I've looked into purchasing what it would take to purchase
a feed pickup.
Yeah, long box. We are better off, believe it or not. And your uncle, my dad's brother, and I talk fairly often. And he says, hey, why don't you just take Braden and go into the shop with that thing, take the box off, have Braden cut it, stretch it out, and weld her back up together and lengthen that thing out. You can do
fantastic idea, but I wouldn't trust any of us with that work. Nope.
Well,
that's a specialty kind of thing.
It is, yeah. And he's right. He did it before, and he said you can do that. And I'm like, I'm gonna have fun with this because I don't think I want to do that. One, but he's got more confidence in Braden's welding than Braden does.
Yeah,
because Braden does a good job.
Because Braden said, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, so I ran that by him. So I need you to help me with this, and he's like, No, I'm not doing that. That's dumb. That's a bad idea.
I wish you would have filmed that because I am confident in Braden's welding as well, but not with something like that. I
No.
am not doing that.
It's got to be able to do two things. It's
Yeah.
got to be able to withstand a lot of weight behind the axle, because we'll put a 1,250-pound bale on the back, and then I'll pick up another bale behind it. Well, that puts all of that weight behind the axle, but we're going slow, and it's going out to feed cows. We're doing 5-10 mile an hour. I can do that. The thing that I want to be able to do is make sure that that frame on that pickup is strong and stout and won't break after you've stretched it out. And I need it to go down the road nice and straight. So the guy that does frame straightening, repair, that kind of stuff, I called him and he goes, yeah, we can do that. And he said, most everybody wants their frames shortened because they've got a long box. He says, we don't do these very often. I said, of course, but different application. Told him one. He goes, oh yeah, dude, we can do that. So that pickup is now down, getting repaired, not repaired, but modified. So modification specialist that I am.
Modification 764 in the Carpenter Book of Modifications.
I am actually having somebody else do it, professional do it. So
still counts.
We will be able to keep that pickup because we know what the pickup is. It's a really good pickup. It's been well maintained. We just need to get a replacement for that 94 that is the current pickup. Okay. Your mother's been scheming for a number of years now about getting a new pickup.
Well, at some point the pickup's not going to be able to perform the way you need it to perform, right? After 20 years.
Well, and with the number of cattle we have to haul,
because of the amount of hauling that we have done.
We do a fair amount of pulling with a trailer.
And
in fact, it's so much that when I'm driving that pickup, even if no trailer is on it, I'm constantly looking at my mirrors because that muscle memory is there that I'm pulling a trailer. I'm looking at tires and there's nothing there. So that's how often we pull trailers. Now we'll have two pickups that will be able to haul cattle easily. They're 1-ton pickups. We've been having your brother in his Toyota Tundra, which is somewhere between a 1/2 ton and a 3/4 ton,
right,
taking light loads, and it's a lot for it. And I don't want to do that.
We don't want
to pickup.
You can do it. It's not comfortable though.
It's not. So.
And we don't want to stress that pickup out of his either.
Right. So last spring we were talking about, or last summer maybe, talking about replacing the pickup and getting a new one. So was it at the end of October? No, 1st of November?
Yeah, end of October, 1st of November, we went in and we said, we don't need all the bells and whistles, but there's certain things at our age that we
heated seat
would like in it. Well, you can't just get one thing. You get a package that it all goes with.
Yeah.
And there was a couple of trailering options that we really wanted because it'd make backing up and hooking up trailers easier. Yeah, cameras. And we put it all together and he submitted, one of the local dealers submitted it for building. And lo and behold, he called about 2-3 weeks later and he said, yeah, they quit making those.
Actually, it was in mid-December.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So it was a month later.
And
he said, I don't even want to tell you this, but the manufacturer is not building them any longer. They shut it down and you were too low on the list, so we can't get your pickup.
For a 2023.
Yeah. But we can get you a 24, but not until sometime in January can we order it. So then he called Dad Friday and we went in and he said, well, here's the deal. Prices go up. If we purchased what we originally had set aside, it'd be the same or more. And this one has a few more luxuries over what we had chosen, but still have the things that we needed. And if we would have ordered instead of taken what's coming in, we would have lost things like the camera and
they take things in these packages that
they rearrange them
and you can't get them with certain options.
Yeah, and then with chips, there's only certain chips available.
Right.
And I feel sorry for the dealers because they are at the mercy of those manufacturers and the chip thing right now.
Well, and they're standing there, across the counter trying to take care of a customer.
And they don't know what's coming and what's available or when it'll be available. And
that's a bad spot for them. I really feel bad for them.
So they said, well, this one was born on 12/22 of 22. These are the options. Let's compare it to what you wanted. And it lined up, but like I said, it had extra stuff. So
The only difference is in measure is
this
it's a
is-
short box,
it is.
not a long box. So, in the immortal words of some of my ancestors, when we talk about what's going to happen in 20 years,
Not
I
going to be
don't,
our
I
problem.
don't care. I'm probably going to be dead anyway. So,
Thanks.
Yes, Caleb.
Oh, fuckers. Oh,
but the long box is actually 4 inches longer than the current
The
short box.
The short
I-
box
or
we're getting.
The short box we're getting is 4 inches longer than the old.
So it's almost 7 foot.
Yeah, it's 6 foot,
okay. So that's
10
good.
inches instead of 6'4"
So
or 6'6".
that will make a bit of a difference as far as the concerns Dad had for wanting a long box.
Yeah,
It's not the same, but I think it's a good option for what
but
we need.
in reality, this feed pickup we got should easily go 20 years. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to take care, you want to run it enough that you get it good and hot, you get gears warmed up, drive lines, transmissions, so they're nice and hot when you're driving them. You know, driving that thing once a week
Right.
is going to be fine, and we'll do that. But then we've got 2 1-ton 4-wheel drive pickups to be able to haul trailers, and I'll never get to drive the new one because guess what? When you're hauling cattle and she gets to drive and going down some steep hills that we have to go into,
One of the great safety features of the newer diesel pickups is a compressional brake, like a Jake brake that a semi has.
Oh, nice.
And
Okay.
so that will be really nice going down.
she pushes a button,
hills.
sets the speed, and the engine holds everything back. You don't get on the brakes.
Nice.
With a load of cattle,
I like that.
load of
Nice.
horses. Yeah.
Because
So
when I have hauled horses or cows before, Dad will be behind me and he's like on the phone. Okay, don't go too fast down this hill. It's like, I know. No. I mean, like seriously, don't go very fast
And
down this hill.
then telling her where to
And
get it down and
so-
and then to gear down.
He's constantly in my ear because he thinks that I'm gonna just go racing down the hill and
Have you seen your mother drive?
yeah, I have. All right, the money line question. What's the final
A
price
lot.
tag on this puppy?
I'm not
way,
saying
way more than I want to pay. Unfortunately, with what's in it, what we want, it's cheaper to get this one.
then to even get like a 2-year-old pickup with 80 to 100,000 miles on it.
And it's cheaper to do this one that's now built, that's all our
Already
specs
on its
plus
way.
a few more things, and it's on its way within another week or 2 weeks possibly that we'll have it.
It's double the price of the 2001 we bought 22 years ago.
I'm surprised it's only double, honestly.
Well,
And I was
Yeah, that's pretty true.
churning, my guts were rolling
when we bought
when
that
we bought
one.
that one. It's like,
Like,
oh my
oh my
God, there's a lot of
gosh.
money.
And so as we left, he said, well, what do you think about the pickup deal? I like the pickup. I don't like the price. It's the same as last time. I don't want to spend that
Yeah.
much money, but you got to have the tools to do the job too.
That's it. You're on a treadmill where you got to keep going. And
Right.
honestly, we talked to a guy that gives us some financial advice, and he said,
Yeah.
we just said, you know what, we might as well. We have to get another pickup.
Yeah.
So we're going to start looking for a used one, a couple of years old. And he goes, why would you do that? And this is a guy
And
that
this-
normally wouldn't buy a new vehicle,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
Yeah. This is like 2-3 years ago.
Yeah.
Because we've been thinking about it.
It
For
was
a
after
while.
the prices really started shooting up.
Yeah.
And he goes, right now with the price of used vehicles compared to new, you're crazy to buy something used. Yeah, you're going to lose your depreciation, but you still are maintaining
You got those extra
value
miles
with,
on that vehicle.
yeah, a new vehicle.
Mm.
And he's right, but it's just hard to swallow. Oh,
Well, that's some
it
of the
better drive
financial
nice, I'll
decisions.
tell you that.
Well, yeah.
Guess what? When you come visit and you sit in the back seat, you'll have a heated seat.
The back seats
Hey,
are
some of the perks of buying a brand new feed pickup.
the front seats have cooling, and yeah, a feed
It's
pickup
not
for
going
you,
to
but
be feed pickup for
you
a
get to
long
be
time.
within 25 feet of it, then you wash it, and that's all you get to do to it.
All right, with that, we'll take the decision to buy a new pickup and put it out to pasture.